up? It's your girl, the Keto Boss, aka Coach Jamie, and I know what you're here for. You are here to find out how I lost 20 pounds in 1 month. I know you are. What made me get started on my journey is that I was tired. And sometimes it takes you being tired for you to make a change and, you know, for things to get better. People can tell you all day, like, oh, like you may need to consider doing this, you may need to do that, or people can tell you all day and try to give you advice and stuff like that, but it's up to you to be tired enough to make that change for your life. And I was just at the point where I was like, I'm tired. For the year 2019, that I wanted to work on my goals towards becoming a multi-millionaire for the different things that I do, right? So I was like sitting there like 5 days into the new year, and I was like, girl, if you don't take care of yourself and your health, you're not gonna see millions. And then if you see the millions, what's the point of being a multi-millionaire if your health is like not even together and you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars for medications and treatments and things, different products and random stuff, just so you can maintain your health, when you should just address your health first and then move forward with your multi-millionaire dreams, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me listen to my inner self. So that's exactly what I did. And my legs were swelling up every day after walking to class, or every other day. And like my legs would just swell up a lot. And I was like, what is this? So I thought it was like diabetic or something. I started to do some research just because I was like, let me see what's out there. So I came across keto, and so I heard a lot of mostly bad things about it. And so I was like, well, I know it's a low carb diet, but what exactly is this? You can research and read all day, but if you don't take the opportunity to just jump into it, like I'm a go for it type of person. So like if you don't really take the opportunity to like just do it, like be on your like Nike stuff almost, like you're just gonna be sitting there wasting time. And to me, I was like, let me not procrastinate more than what I already have. So on March 1st, 2019, I will never forget this day. I started my journey. So March 1st, 2019 was a Friday. I never forget that day. That whole weekend I stayed inside because I was like, I don't want to be cutting back on carbs. I'm used to, I test some carbs up now, okay? So I'm like, I don't want to be used to go from like eating a whole bunch of junk food and stuff and then jump down to, because I'm a clean eater, so like at that point eating clean and following keto from the information that I had researched, I was like, I don't want to be out in public and pass out. Because I will say this, when I was doing the whole personal training, all that stuff, I was passing out left and right, trying different products, passing out left and right. It was a hot mess. And I was like, I'm not trying to be out here because I'm in a different state now. I don't want to be out here and then can't nobody get to me because I'm going to pass out in the middle of whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay in the house. So I stayed in the house Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't think nobody even paid me no attention, but I was just like, I'm going to stay inside. Like, only communication they had with me was on my phone. Like, I was not coming outside. So started, and what I did was, y'all, I just started writing down my meals, okay? So that's very important. Even now, with me being, you know, over a year into being keto, I started out writing my meals down. And so what I did was, just to give you an example of some of the meals I had, I would eat like turkey, bacon, and eggs. I don't eat beef or pork, so that's why I said turkey bacon. But I would do that for in the mornings, or boiled eggs in the morning. And then, of course, I'm always cooking in my butter or my olive oil. I love olive oil. I'm an olive oil type of girl. So that's what I was cooking my foods in. And so I would switch between hard-boiled eggs, omelets, and sometimes I would add spinach in and green peppers in and a little bit of cheese. And then what was the other thing that I would do? So omelets, hard-boiled eggs, and there's something else I was eating in the morning. Just like some regular scrambled eggs and bacon, like turkey bacon, or turkey sausage, something like that. So that's what I was eating for my mornings. And then for lunch, I would have like some chicken and broccoli with cheese on top, because, you know, I knew I needed fats, but I wasn't really at that point knowledgeable about where I could get my fats from, like all of the potential sources. So I would just do like chicken, broccoli with cheese, cooking in my olive oil, so I was documenting that as well. And then for dinner, most of the time, whatever I had for lunch was dinner, or I would flip it sometimes and do a different dinner and then have that for lunch the following day. So, of course, I was a girl on a budget. I ain't gonna say I'm still a girl on a budget, but y'all get what I'm saying. But anywho, I shop at Aldi, Publix, Target, so I was like, you know, whatever works for me will work for me whatever on this journey. So that's what I started doing. I started out eating 3 meals a day, y'all, because I know a lot of people were like, oh, I want to do all this and stuff. I knew nothing about fasting. All I knew is that keto existed. I needed to eat a certain amount of fats. I needed to cut down on those carbs. That's all I knew. Again, I didn't know all of this information that I know now. So I was not doing any fasting. I did not work out because, again, I was terrified that I would pass out because I had been working out and doing a meal plan prior and passed out a couple of times or got lightheaded. So I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to exercise or nothing. I didn't take any pills. I didn't take any gimmick, drink, juice, coffee, none of that. I didn't use anything to get me into ketosis or whatever. And in fact, until like the last week of the month, I knew nothing about how to test myself to know if I was in ketosis or not. And again, for those who don't know, ketosis is a state where your body is burning fat for fuel instead of glucose, right? So I Googled, I was like, dang, I'm doing this. I think I'm losing weight, which I could see a difference that quick, like in my shirts and stuff. But I was like, I'm losing this weight, but I don't know if I'm really in keto. So then I found about like different ways to measure like strips and all kind of stuff. So, but again, when I first started, I knew nothing about most of the stuff. So I was doing the basics. I was clean eating. I had 3 meals a day. And it wasn't like they were super small. And I mean, they wasn't big. It was just like 3 meals a day. There was a moderate portion size, and it wasn't nothing extreme. Another thing, I stayed hydrated. Because I did notice some changes in my body, like my muscles was, because you know you're taking out a lot of extra sodium and extra carbs and stuff. So my electrolytes, I guess, were a little bit off. So I did some research on that and was able to just do a little more sea salt instead of regular iodine salt, which helped me a lot. And then I upped my water intake. So I was drinking at least 90 ounces of water a day, probably more. I was trying to do the whole gallon thing a day. So I was drinking a lot of water, and it helped me a lot with my weight loss. So the first week, so funny, y'all, I was like, I'm not weighing myself until Sunday. So I was like, I'm going to stay strong Monday through Saturday. And then on Sunday mornings, I'm going to get up and I'm going to weigh myself. And I'll be honest, the first week I was like, there's no way that I'm going to lose anyway. Like, this is because I had such a negative experience with other methods of weight loss. So I was like, there's no way in hell that I'm going to lose anyway. Like, I was seeing people like, I'm losing all this weight in a week and 2 weeks and 3. I was like, this ain't gonna be my story. But it was my story, and it is my story. So first week, again, I was eating how I told you guys I was eating. Oh, and by the way, I was 288 pounds when I first started my journey. Again, 288 pounds. There's another reason that I forgot to tell you why I ended up wanting to lose weight anyway, because I'm a numbers girl. And to me, I was like, I'm 23 and 200, I said 28. Lord, I don't even... 288 pounds, girl, that's 300 pounds. If you keep on doing this, you're going to be 300 pounds by the age of 25. That's not, I couldn't do it. I got to do something. I got to fix that. So, and that's what I did. But yeah, so at the end of the week, I weighed myself, 6 pounds gone. I was like, oh, you did that? Okay, but keep going. So I did it again. Now, I will be very honest again, keeping it real with y'all. I did have another weak moment. And so I did have to take another shot of that apple juice. I was like, wait, like, I gotta have it. Like, it was just, I had to do what I had to do, right? And that happened probably like the next Tuesday or Wednesday. So it was coming like once a week. It would just be like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And then it's just like, I gotta have it. Like, I just had to. And so then I was like, you know what? On week 2, when I was going through it, I was alternating my meals. To give you another meal I did, I had like salmon and green beans. Green beans are my favorite. It's my favorite vegetable. So I was tearing them things up, okay? And so that was like another meal. So I would throw that meal in there, like turkey, meatballs, and stuff like that. I was, you know, I'm a real basic eater when it comes to maintaining my diet. I do basic, I do clean, I get my fats in, and occasionally I do something that's processed, something that's fun, something that's out here on the market. Like that's my kind of style. But you know, week 2, I was like, you know what, I got to get over this craving. Like I got to make sure I'm holding myself accountable, because what we don't want to do is backslide, because then one day we done had the whole bottle of apple juice, and then the little 6 pounds you done lost gone. So I was like, you know what, let me hold myself accountable. And so that's what I did. And so week 3, I was like, you know what, I'm better than this. I can get through it. So I did not have any more apple juice, you know. And to be honest, what I actually did was the little bit that was left, I had to go ahead and drink that just to get it on out my system. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Have to go ahead and get it out of my system. So that weekend I did finish that last little shot of apple juice, honey, and it was good. Okay, so I did that, and then week 3, it kind of like, I guess the cravings went away. It just wasn't like as prevalent. And so then week 4 came around. And I think I did what I ended up doing to test myself to see how disciplined I could be for not doing apple juice. I told myself, I said, you know what, this is the end of week 2. If you can get through the next 2 weeks and not drink any apple juice, have no shots, don't even think about it, you can weigh yourself in. So I was like, you know, let's get to the end of the month and weigh in. So I got to the end of the month, and I was 268 pounds. Now, I was 268 pounds even. When I first started, I was actually 288.8 pounds. See, that point eight was like, okay, that's about 300 to me. They pushed it on there, because if you underline that first 8 and circle that second 8, y'all know how to round. So I was like, I can't do it. Like, I gotta stop. And so that's just what ended up happening. So I mean, at the end of that first month, I lost 20 pounds. Again, y'all, no exercising. I just stuck to eating clean meals, a meat, a vegetable, cooking in oils, making sure that I had some cheese in there, making sure that I got eggs when I need to do eggs, just anything to make sure I got those more fat than I was eating carbs and stuff. My carbs came from my vegetables. So if I had broccoli that day, that was my carb. No bread, no toast, none of that stuff on the side. I stuck to, you know, what I knew, which technically the cheese does count, but I mean, it wasn't, you get more fat for a carb. Y'all know. But that's kind of what I did, and I will be sure to insert some pictures here, whatever, so y'all can see them, or at the end of the video, because I think that visuals do help. But that was kind of my story for how I lost 20 pounds. I was so happy with myself and so proud. I saw a change in my clothing, like my shirt, it was like big and loose on me. And I was like, what? Okay. And my pants were starting to like get a little big and stuff, and I was like, okay girl, you can keep on doing this, honey, this is working. The people who are saying that they have these elaborate stories like that, they're not lying, they're telling the truth, and they're just changing the way they're eating. And so that's what I did, and that's how I lost 20 pounds in 1 month. As always, stay connected with me, stay engaged with me. If you have questions, drop them down below and I will answer them. Be sure to head over to my Instagram page at The Keto Boss and follow me, watch my stories. I put my food and what I eat on there. I talk to the people. You guys get to know me a little bit more better on that platform as well, in addition to my other platforms. Definitely follow me, like, comment, subscribe, honey, hit that button, show your girl some support and some love. I appreciate you guys checking in with me, and as always, thank you for trusting me with your health, listening to me and my advice.